Hey, welcome to another edition of Avid Golfer Magazine's Drive Time feature. This will be in the November issue of the magazine. Now, if you're looking for an SUV with true three rows of cargo and people space, if you need some cargo, you want a V6 engine, you want a car-like ride, Cadillac has come up with that answer. It's the XT6. It's the rival to their already popular Cadillac Escalade, which is a lot bigger, a lot more truck-like, same luxury appointments, but a more diminutive size. This is what the XT6 is. So let's check it out. All right, so let's take a look at the exterior. I find the XT6 a handsome looking ride. SUVs are tough to make really slick and everything due to the size and the cargo they want to carry. But Cadillac has done a really nice job, especially in the front, I think. If you notice that they call this a jeweled grille. So every little of these components shines if the light hits it just right. This is the luxury edition. If it was the sport edition, this would be all blacked out. That's the typical motif for a sport edition. It has beautiful looking LED lights, and it has a vertical blade down here. Those are the running lights. At night, it looks special. It really looks gorgeous. They've done a nice job with that. As I was stating, when you look at it maybe from a 3/4 angle, this car is handsome, even for an SUV. What I like about it is they use a lot of aluminum trim to break up the black. By the way, this black in sunlight is gorgeous. It glistens, it sparkles. It's got a lot of flake in it. It looks really good. The other thing I like about it is the rails on top. The cargo rails aren't too obtrusive. I think people are realizing they're not going to carry a bunch of stuff on the top of a $60,000 luxury car. So this is mostly just there in case of emergency, or maybe people use bikes or whatever. But I like the fact they're a little bit lowered. Makes the car look a little more streamlined. I like the 20-inch wheels. These are basic, these are standard, and they're polished. And again, I'm more of a contrast guy. Some people like blacked out wheels. I like the contrast. I like shiny rims. It's just my bit. And then finally, what I love about this, and it happens in all Cadillacs, I don't like gas caps. You don't know where to put them. They kind of clunk around. This just has a plunger. That's all it is. It's genius. Wish they'd do that more often. The other thing about this is you can put any type of gas you want in it. You put a high octane, it'll perform a little bit better, cost a little more. Put regular gas in it, you'll save at the gas pump, but it'll also get worse gas mileage, so you take your pick. But I like the Cadillac gives you that option. All right, as we go towards the rear, you can, again, see that this is a nice looking car. It's a nice looking Cadillac. I like the way the lines are. That's the aluminum stripping down the side, kind of breaks it up a little bit. This is a cover for your, if you're towing something. You have to look at that all the time. Now this is interesting. Right here, see that 400? What the heck does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means neutron meters. Neutron meters are the equivalent, I think, of torque, a pound-feet of torque. So for some reason, Cadillac decided to make this 400. It has 271 pound-feet of torque, which really makes it about 369 neutron meters. So Cadillac just rounded it up, makes it 400. I don't know why they did that. It's kind of crazy, but I guess if you want to show somebody how much you know, you can impress your friends. All right, SUVs are all about cargo space. So let's take a look and see what the XT6 brings us. As you can see, it's 3 rows. As you can see, I can still get my golf clubs in with all 3 seats up, all 3 rows up. But I don't know if you'd be able to get another one in unless you put it in the back seat. But I'm going to show you next how this thing really opens up into a really nice cargo-loving SUV. All right, as you can see, I can get a full bag in here with my driver, which is nice horizontally. But with the 3rd row up, it's about all I'm going to be able to get in here. But nice thing is I can hit these buttons, and I can make this a whole lot more roomy. In fact, I can make it for the 2nd row too. So now I can bring as many golf clubs as I want. What I like about Cadillac, because they know it's a luxury vehicle with a luxury price, they make the interiors really nice. I mean, it's comfortable, it feels upscale. You have the leather dash, which looks really good. Steering wheel feels fine. The seats feel good. They're heated and cooled, truly cooled. So it's not just blowing air on your back, it's blowing cool air on your back. In those hot summer months in Texas, makes a lot of sense. The 8-inch screen here is kind of misleading, because this whole area makes it look like it's normal size like other SUVs, but the usable area is about 8 inches. Now it's enough, it doesn't hurt you, but I'm surprised that they just didn't expand it a little bit. As far as the other cargo room, the cargo here is nice and deep. I can take this thing out, put it back in, has USB ports like you wouldn't believe. And right here, this is where I put my phone. It's a wireless charger, which is kind of cool. I kind of call it a toaster, because when you put this thing down, it feels like I'm popping in a Pop-Tart or something like that, you know? The thing you have to remember, though, is when you leave the car, that's still there. Sometimes it's kind of hidden. But I think it's a really nice feature. I think wireless charging is the way to go, because I hate cords. All right, so this is the Cadillac's Q system. It's made some transformation over the years, always with an improvement. And I think this is one of the better ones yet. So if you go to the home row, you got all this. I can do presets to a bunch of different stations if I want them. So that works out really well. It has let me go back to the home row. It has CarPlay. It has Android Auto. CarPlay, you have to have a cord to sync it up initially. But it's also a Wi-Fi spot if you care to use it for that. That's really nice. Sync up your phone, whatever you want to do there. And it's all touch. You can use this little controlling knob here as well if you'd rather do that. I don't know. I like the fact there's a little shelf right here that I can rest my hand on, rather than when I'm driving, your hand can get kind of jumpy sometimes. So I like that fact. And it works well. It works way more quickly than it used to. It used to be fairly slow, but again, everything improves over time, especially technology. And it also tells me I got a full battery on my phone. There's my connectivity through for my cellular. So it does pretty much everything you want it to do. There's more controls on the steering wheel. And it also has a really nice heads-up display. That's one of my have-tos these days. A head-up display so I don't have to look down to do something. I can keep my eyes on the road. It has my speed in digital form, which is what I like, and you can change it for different things. It also puts up your navigation turning directions on there as well. Love that feature. All right, one interesting aspect of Cadillac is they give you two options on a rear view camera. You have the normal view, where you can look out the rear, and it's a normal mirror. Look at a reflection, check your makeup, do whatever you're going to do. Or you can use the rear camera. So if I want to, if there have a lot of people in the back seat, let's say, and there's some tall people, and I can't see out the rear view window, I can use this, and it gives me a much broader outlook. If you can take a look here, see there's a difference. It almost gives me 3 lanes of view versus just the window in the back. The difference is, though, different coloring than the front, and things are a little bit closer than you'd normally think too. So it's an adjustment. Some people like it, some people don't. I think it works better in the daytime than the nighttime. But again, gives you a nice little option if you need some more view acreage, let's say. All right, let's drive this puppy. It is an SUV, so you're not looking for superb handling or wow acceleration. You're looking for more cruisability, and you're looking for cargo space, and you're looking for luxurious comfort. That's what I look at in these. And Cadillac performs admirably in all those regards. It's front-wheel drive. This is the luxury edition, Platinum Luxury. So this has front-wheel drive. The Sport Edition has all-wheel drive. Just depends which floats your boat. I'm more of an all-wheel drive guy, because when I want something that's going to help me in dubious traction situations, I don't want to have to worry about it. And some people don't like front torque steer as much either. It's up to you. But it's got a nice smooth ride to it. It's 310 horsepower, 271 pound-feet of torque, as we mentioned. That turns into, if you round way up, it's 400 Newton meters. I know, same thing. Shrug your shoulders. That's Cadillac's way of showing us getting into the worldwide metric system, I reckon. It handles the roads really well. Las Colinas here doesn't have the greatest asphalt in the world, a lot of potholes and so forth, and the suspension soaks it up nicely. I feel nice in this car seat. It has enough power settings that I feel pretty good. I can find my sweet spot. It does have some pretty good acceleration though when you need it. Really good visibility and all the windows around, which is the way it should be in an SUV. It's going to be more of an upright ride, much more boxy, and I want to be able to see everywhere. And like I said, it drives really well. The steering wheel has power tilt, so I can get it in any position I want. The vents are nice. If I punch it a little bit, you can hear it. It's working it, but it definitely picks up speed as much as you really need for an SUV. So all in all, I like this car, and I like the fact I can get it in my garage. It's a little bit smaller than an Escalade, and it has more of a car-like ride than an Escalade. And at the price point, it's probably about 20 grand less than an Escalade. But Escalade still might be your choice. But if it isn't, this is a really good option in the Cadillac line. Really good turning radius too. Wow, for an SUV, that's really tight. Didn't have to make a 3-point turn on a U-turn. So all in all, this pretty much handles everything I'd want in an SUV. It's got the cargo, it's got the luxury, it's got driving chops enough that it feels stable, it's comfortable, it cruises well, gives me my head-up display, has really nice sound system. It's really all you want. It just in the Cadillac line. So if you need a 3-rower, this XT6 will fit the bill nicely for you. Well, there you go. It's the 2020 Cadillac XT6. Their brand new 3-row SUV with a car-like ride. It'll fit in your garage really comfortably, and it's got power to boot, cargo room. Base is at $52,000, nicely appointed at $59,000, and you can get this at Crest Cadillac up in Frisco. I want to thank CrestCars.com for the use of the vehicle. Thank you for joining us, and check it out in the November issue of Avid Golfer magazine.